Alright, folks. Time for the big rivalry game. DeSoto versus Cedar Hill. Let's get it poppin', baby. Yeah. Let's go, Eagles. Let me get the ball first. But down the ball. And why the referee didn't call it down? It's always getting it up, bro. What's that orange on the field? Oh, they got drones out there now? What the heck? Is that what we doing now? I set that title of this up all wrong. Give me a second, guys. I gotta switch the title up. Not a good start. Wait, why our jerseys look blue? Am I tripping? Oh, so Cedar Hill get the ball first, okay. But why our jerseys look blue, man? The color is all off. This is how it looked last week too when I was watching it, or not last week, whenever it was, 2 weeks ago when they were playing it. Bro, something ain't adding up here. Okay, we right home. I just don't know what color our units are. We wearing the black uniforms or what? But the color of this camera is all jacked up, man. Yeah, they need a new camera, man. With a new camera. That's tough. The ball bounced down at like the 37-yard line. DeSoto ball, baby. Let's get it. I really want to know what color uniform. Today is actually my class reunion. We up there at the stadium right now. Yeah, boy, did not go this game. Big rivalry game. And last game, DeSoto has a lot of fights at. So my wife works at DeSoto. So yeah, we just gonna enjoy it from the crib. I usually would go up there with my cousin, man. We played ball for DeSoto. It's taking so long to get the ball started, man. Come on. Get it done, bro. We taking TV timeouts now or something? handed it off. Oh, up the left side for the first down. That was about 12-yard run. GG, that's my guy. Nice run. Yeah, that's what we need to do. Establish the run, man. Running down these boys' throat. Drop back for the pass, scrambling up the middle. Dumped it off. Oh, he dropped it. Come on, Deuce. Oh, man, he had green in front of him, man. That was good scrambling in the pocket, though. Oh, that's tough, man. Alright. 4 wide. Man coming in motion. Go ask your mama. Swing pass to the running back out the backfield. Got about 4 yards off of that. Maybe 5. Did y'all have one earlier, Rael? Did you have one earlier? Huh? Then drink some juice. I mean some water. Okay. It was 3rd and 5. And swung it out for about 4-yard gain. You gotta know where the sticks at, baby. To them sticks. We definitely gotta run it. We're bringing in a tight end, switching it out for a wide receiver. We're gonna go to a big lineup. Yep. Single back, shotgun. Oh yeah, we running this all day. Boom, right up the gut. Hey, oh shoot, he got popped. Did he fumble? Dang, he got popped. Oh, they didn't give it to us, man. Yeah, we short on that one. Cedar Hill ran up the right side. First down. 11-yard gain. false start on DeSoto, maybe? Oh, it's offensive false start. Okay, good job.
great job to get that punt off after having the ball go through his hands. But then it bounces backward and out of bounds at the 49, and a great spot for DeSoto to start.
Yeah, even though he dropped the ball, he did a good job not to panic, because it could have been a lot worse than that. Wonder if DeSoto takes a shot right here, or if they continue to run the ball.
Allen will be in shotgun on 1st and 10. Handoff, Henley, right guard, spinning his way through the defense. Finally stood up at the 43-yard line. Give him 6 on the first play of the series. They've certainly had more success so far, Julius, on the ground.
Yeah, and they're running the same play every time. So the right side of that O-line is getting so much movement.
Henley again, dragging tacklers, first down.
And then you have Henley making plays like that. Cedar Hill tried to bring somebody off the edge, and it didn't affect him at all.
A lot of movement on the line from both teams. DeSoto pointing to Cedar Hill. And it will go against the Longhorns, and it'll be 1st and 5. Fast break in the comments says keep running until they come into the box.
Yep, because right now they have a little shell coverage going on outside. Too high safety. Keep running the ball.
And you don't blame them for having that look with how gifted the DeSoto wide receivers are. You gotta be covered in that area, and maybe that's the conscious decision that Cedar Hill has made is we'll let the ground game beat us. We're not going to let the passing game beat us. Ground game didn't beat them there, though. Kylan Salter and company taking Henley down for a loss, and it'll be 2nd down and 7.
See, but then again, right there, they went away from what's been working for them. They ran to the left side of that O-line. All night, the right side's been working for them. Every time they go back to the other side, it's been a negative play.
Zaylen Scott got there first. Donovan Malone there as well, in addition to Salter. And it's 2nd down, and they'll call it 6 officially. Henley in motion. Allen scanning, looking deep. Into double coverage. Murphy can't make the catch in the end zone.
Yeah, he almost made a great catch right there.
Mike Murphy, the senior, streaking up the seam.
I like how Allen put that where only his guy could get it, though. Right in between both safeties. You got to make those type of plays because they haven't got them often.
I was going to say points have been hard to find. Yards have been hard to find here in the opening 15 minutes and change of this football game. 3rd down and 6 now. Have to get to the 28-yard line for a first down. Allen, play action, looking over the middle, has a man complete, first down. It's Jonte Cook on the receiving end, and they move the sticks.
That's the guy they want to get the ball to, though. Great route right there by him.
Cook, just a junior, one of the best wide receivers across the country. 4-star product, rated as the number 8 wide receiver in the junior class. He is a monster to have to try and cover. Henley up the middle, lots of running room, gashes him inside the 10, and it's 1st and goal.
Looks like Jonte Cook is hurting. He tried to get a sub after that last play.
Yeah, now he does have somebody come on for him.
That was a great run right there by Henley, though.
And timeout Cedar Hill after Chris Henley, the senior running back, goes right up the middle, down to the 5-yard line, and a fresh set of downs here for the Eagles offense.
If DeSoto wins this game tonight, it'll be because how their defense has played this first half and how Chris Henley's been running and how that right side of the O-line's been blocking.
Jaden Turner, Blake Gillespie, the starting right guard and right tackle, respectively, and they have been the road graders here in the early going for Henley, for Trawick. As a lot of what DeSoto has done offensively tonight has come on the ground. Ray Gates trying to get his Cedar Hill defense in order. Andy Padron talking to his DeSoto offense, trying to finish off this drive because we've seen them, again, move the football in this first half with a decent bit of efficiency on 2 different drives. Both of them ended with 4th and 1 stops, where Cedar Hill was able to make the stop and come up with a clutch stand. Certainly the Longhorns looking to do that again here with their feet standing on their own goal line.
Yeah, this drive feels a little bit different, though. Feels like the momentum's kind of swaying towards DeSoto's offense right now. But as we've seen before, Cedar Hill's defense has been able to stop them when it counted.
Allen has Henley to his right in shotgun. Henley gets the handoff, but whistles at a flag before the snap and a false start, and now some extracurriculars away from the play again on the near side. I think it was Jalen Bean who got tangled up.
Yep, and that's who the false start's on, too.
With Tamirian Harden. So they'll walk it back to the 10-yard line. The officials timeout, and there's another player down.
A physical game, sloppy game, physical game. Whoever straightens it up first might be the one who come out tonight. But at a certain point, you got to, okay, all the extra stuff's got to go. It's time to play football.
Hard to get a look at who it is that's down for Cedar Hill right now with their training staff around him. Mark McGill, Julie Torrey.
I think it was number 90.
90 would be Sincere Massey, their big defensive tackle. And that's exactly who it is. Arizona State commit, 3-star prospect. One of their key pieces to what is a very good Cedar Hill defense. Never a good time to lose a guy of his caliber. Worse to lose him in a goal-to-go situation. So certainly the Longhorns hope that he'll be back on the football field in short order. Robert Young, Amor Carr Lane, 2 of the guys you'll see in there in his stead. So it's 1st and goal from the 10 now. Allen with Henley to his left now. Another flag. And this one's going to go against Cedar Hill, so those 5 yards will go right back. A sloppy start to this football game. Lots of flags.
Lots of flags, no points.
So 1st and goal once again, back at the 5-yard line. Henley goes back to the right of Allen. Finally a snap. Henley with the handoff, takes it off left guard, cut back, end zone, touchdown DeSoto.
A great run by him. Started off right, was able to find the crease. A lot of movement right there by this DeSoto offensive line.
Henley with the 5-yard touchdown run. And DeSoto, the first to find points in this one. The Battle of Beltline seesaws towards DeSoto's half early on here in the 2nd quarter. Diaz on for the extra point. And it's up and through. 7-0 our score in favor of the Eagles. 8:28 to play, 2nd quarter. And DeSoto finally able to finish a drive after they had a series of decent ones prior that got held up short.
Yeah, I didn't think the first score in this game was going to be 8.5. Was it 8:28? Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be the 8:28 mark of the 2nd quarter.
Yeah. All defense in the early going of this football game. DeSoto forcing a series of punts. Cedar Hill with a couple of 4th down and 1 stops. But DeSoto this time finally able to finish the job. Chris Henley with the 5-yard touchdown run, and they take the early lead here in the Battle of Beltline. 1,500 of you with us right now on the WFAA YouTube channel. We do appreciate you being with us tonight. Again, please drop a comment in the feed. Let us know who you're watching tonight, where you're tuning in from. We've had people tuning in from all over the country, all over the world. I saw one person said they were watching from Mexico a little while ago in the chat feed. Just let us know where you're tuning in from. And please share this stream around. Take that link and send it off in a text message or tweet it out. Share it on Facebook. Let your friends and family know, and the Cedar Hill and DeSoto communities know that they can tune in tonight for the latest installment of the Battle of Beltline.
I wonder if our friend from, what was it, Poland? I wonder if they're back in the chat tonight.
We had somebody from Russia last week,
yes,
I think,
Russia.
too, yeah.
That's what it was.
So 7-0 DeSoto on the strength of the Chris Henley 5-yard touchdown run, and now the Eagles kick it away. Short kick, fielded at the 26-yard line. Keontae Reinhardt on the return, and basically runs laterally, get it out to the 28-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Cedar Hill there.
Can't wait to see how the Cedar Hill offense responds to what's going on right now. They haven't had, I can't even say much success. They haven't had any success with what they wanted to do. So hopefully they can change their game plan around. Still run the ball, but find ways to get their playmakers the ball.
Updated box score shows Cedar Hill with 17 total yards so far. DeSoto with 106 now after that touchdown drive. The Longhorns just have not been able to move the football yet. We'll see if that changes here. Harden, handoff. Jalen Jenkins trying to get to the outside. Stiff arms his way and gets a couple more yards, give him 5 on the first play of the series. And an aggressive and physical start for the junior running back.
I mean, that's how you want to start a drive after your defense let up a score. I like how they went to the outside run game this time instead of going inside.
Good blocking on the outside by Derek Whitaker, too. Officially goes down as a gain of 5, 2nd down and 5. Harden to the air, quick swing near side. Kylan Ashton, this is a kid they like to try and get the football. Flag behind the play, though, as they tried to set up some blocks on the near sideline with the wide receivers.
For all my football players out there, if you're blocking, you cannot body slam the person you're blocking.
It's probably going to get called.
But it was a great play design.
Mark Dudley in the chat stream saying he's watching his nephew Mike Murphy, tuned in from California. Mark, we appreciate you watching tonight. This really is one of the greatest things about this venture that we've been doing now for, this is the 4th season we've been doing these high school broadcasts on our various digital platforms. YouTube Live, our platform last year and this year, and I certainly believe going forward as well, is that parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles and all of that can tune in from all across the country, no matter where they may be, away on business. It doesn't matter what the circumstance is, they can tune in. They run the wheel route on the far side, and it's in and out of the hands of Jalen Jenkins. He was wide open and had lots of green grass in front of him.
Yeah, it was a good play design right there. You snuck behind the defense. You got to make that play. You got to make that catch.
Would have been a 1st down at the very least, and could have been a good bit more. Instead, 3rd down and 15.
I like what Cedar Hill's offense is doing now on this drive. They're mixing it up, getting the ball out in space.
Harden on 3rd and 15, trying to find some space, incomplete behind his intended target, and it's 4th down. Joshua Manley was the man he was looking for over the middle. They say he's got the best hands on the team.
Looks like he second-guessed himself right here. He had the guy he wanted. He had the guy he wanted. I like what they did. They weren't able to complete anything, but they did switch it up. Good job to DeSoto's defense.
So Cedar Hill to punt it away once again. Sean Sipes has been busy tonight. Low kick. Takes a good Cedar Hill bounce across the 40-yard line. And downed there. So now a Cedar Hill defense that has been tested tonight, has been put in some tough spots. Now maybe the toughest spot they've been put in this evening, where they really need to make a stop here.
Yeah, they need to make a stop. They're probably tired right now. Honestly, they've been out most of the game. But yeah, they need to make a stop right here. No points or a field goal. That's all I'm asking my defense right now. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep making all the tackles. And just play hard.
Good to see Sincere Massey, the senior defensive tackle, back out on the football field after he went down on that previous series. Henley with the handoff into the pile, give him 3. Henley has been basically the offense here in the early going for DeSoto. Already 51 yards on the evening prior to that carry. Swinging it near side for Henley. Good pursuit from the near side and taken down there. Donovan Malone running step for step with him. Travion Gaines there for the tackle as well.
It was a great tackle by him. I think he came from the opposite hash and made that play too.
There's speed on this Cedar Hill defense. They're flying around out there. 3rd and 4. Allen looking back to Padron, the offensive coordinator, for the play. 8 seconds on the play clock.
These safeties are playing really deep right now.
2 wides to either side. Handoff Henley. Lots of running room right up the middle. 1st down and into Cedar Hill territory.
That's the problem when you play 2 deep safety like that. And you're just leaving space right there for your running back to make plays.
Caden Salter, one of the superstars of this rivalry in years gone by, certainly last year. 6 touchdowns in a 49-42 Cedar Hill win in the Battle of Beltline. In the chat feed right now on YouTube, says they don't want to run the ball toward Lil Bro's side. Lil Bro is number 22, Kylan Salter. That ball in and out of the hands and incomplete. Stephon Johnson had a chance at it, but it would have been a spectacular catch. So Caden Salter, nice to see you watching tonight. His younger brother Kylan off to a very nice start this year. Couple of fumble recoveries, returned for touchdowns. He's blocked a field goal this year. A very nice start to the season for the junior linebacker. Caden, you'll get a kick out of this. There was somebody that I imagine was probably from DeSoto who made a comment on the YouTube feed earlier tonight that said, when are we going to stop seeing these Salter brothers on the team? Flag here prior to the snap and another false start. It's going to be 2nd and 15. It has been a very yellow start to this football game. It has been flags everywhere.
And I wonder what the absence of Claude Mathis on the DeSoto side is. If that's like changing up the dynamic of what's going on with the team right now.
It's a hard situation to be put into, to not have your head coach there on the sideline. Again, our thoughts with Claude Mathis. Hopefully he is on the mend in short order, hospitalized this week with pneumonia. Andy Padron, the offensive coordinator, making the decisions tonight. Good fight there from both sides. Sincere Massey and Jaden Trawick. Massey is going to get flagged for that.
Yeah, he went for 2 shovel digs. He should have went just for the 1. The second one definitely got the flag on him.
And it's going to be an unsportsmanlike penalty against Cedar Hill. When they were about to have DeSoto in 3rd down and 17.
Yeah.
Instead, a free 1st down served up on a silver platter.
Yeah, both teams have been just letting each other off the hook all night.
Yeah.
If I'm the coach
Both
that has,
teams have made these kinds of mistakes in the early going.
Yeah, if I'm the coach at halftime, I'd be like, celebrate on the sideline only. Our sideline. You make a play, you got to save your celebration until after the drive.
So a fresh 1st and 10 here for DeSoto. Allen looking towards Padron once again. Signals back and forth. Play clock down to 2. Gets the snap. Trawick on the handoff. Lots of running room off left guard. Into the second level across the 20-yard line. 1st and 10. Jaden Trawick, the sophomore, with some burst.
Yeah, he hasn't got a lot of run plays tonight, but when he has got in, though, he's shown why he was capable of toting the rock at the beginning of the season.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. DeSoto looking for a 2-score lead. Trawick in motion. Allen, pressure in his face, steps up, evades it. He'll run for it. Inside the 15, sits down at the 11-yard line.
It's a good job right there by him sliding, avoiding contact.
Pickup of 8 on the play.
Number 90, Sincere Massey, has just come off that early injury and just been on it, on a tear.
Trawick again. Stood up right at the 10-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and a yard. Trawick, the sophomore, he was their lead runner while Chris Henley was hurt. came into this game with 400 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. He and Cameron Wright manned the ship while Henley was coming back off of injury. Henley's back now, and he's back in the backfield right now. That's going to draw a flag. I thought he had gotten back. A little bit of extra discussion here from Bill Tilley and company. It almost looked like he said, did he get back? I think they're discussing whether or not this flag will stand or not.
Really a big call right here.
The difference between 1st and goal and 3rd and 1. It's going to be a false start against DeSoto after all of that.
Even bigger call now.
So it becomes 3rd and 6. A player from Cedar Hill did jump across the line, but then got back. But apparently the official's saying that there must have been a flinch from somebody in the offensive line that created that jump, and that gets the false start penalty, and it's 3rd down and 6. Under 3.5 to play here, second quarter, 7-0 DeSoto, and 3rd and a little bit longer. Pressure, Allen steps up, taken down. He'll be short of the line to gain. He did gain a yard or 2, but it's going to be 4th down.
And he had Mike Murphy right there in the middle of the field.
Timeout DeSoto. Their second timeout of this first half. A 7-0 lead. Their kicker, Angel Diaz, did hit a 41-yarder against North Crowley earlier this season, so has a decent bit of range. They're certainly within that right now. Where the ball sits at the 13-yard line, it would be a 30-yarder, so well within Angel Diaz's range.
Kicking it right here. It's been hard to find points.
Amen.
Been stopped on 4th down twice already. Yep. I know you don't want to.
Absolutely the right decision.
I know you don't want to, but you don't know when the next time you're going to get an opportunity to score points. And especially with your defense playing how they've been playing.
Here comes Matt Allen, though. Although Matt Allen, I believe, is also their holder. He is. And that explains that, as here is Angel Diaz set to kick it. Again, it'll be it looks like where they're going to spot it, it's actually going to be a 29-yard field goal based on that spot right there. Just a little left to center from 29 yards from Angel Diaz. Snap and holder, good. Kick is good. And DeSoto with a 2-score lead.
Okay, looks like Matt Allen's in there talking a little bit of smack.
A 29-yard field goal from Angel Diaz. 3:07 to play here in the second quarter. And a 2-score lead feels like an awful lot in this football game.
It does. It really does. I thought initially going into that drive that if Cedar Hill held DeSoto to a field goal, it would be a win for them, but the way things are going right now, I don't know.
Cedar Hill needs a spark right now.
We need something. A lot of sloppy play, miscommunication, drop balls. Just need to figure out something.
Over 1,500 of you with us right now on the WFA YouTube stream. Again, please share this feed around with your friends and family throughout the DeSoto community, the Cedar Hill community, the Texas high school football community at large. Let them know that they can tune in tonight for the latest installment of the Battle of Beltline. 4th straight year we've had the good fortune to broadcast this game on the WFA digital network. Thursday Night Lights the first 2 years, 2018 and 2019. And then as we transitioned into Friday Night Football last year and this year. It's been a great game every time. Lots of trouble here, and that ball's DeSoto's football. It pinballed off of 2 Cedar Hill players, and DeSoto there to grab it right into the waiting arms of an eagle, and it's DeSoto football.
So he's down with an injury, too.
through the hands of Keontae Reinhardt, off the hands of Keelan Mims. And coming up with it for DeSoto is Jamarian Ravenel as it came right into his hands. And it's 1st and 10 Eagles right at the 20-yard line.
So he landed on that shoulder, too.
Ravenel still being looked at here by the DeSoto training staff. Just made the play of the football game, but paid for it.
It's crazy the highs and lows of football right there.
Good to see him back up on his feet and already reaching for his helmet. That's a good sign.
We were just talking about Cedar Hill needing a spark, and DeSoto just got one.
The way he just patted his chest, I almost wonder if he was just saying that he got the air knocked out of him.
Yep, that's what it looks like.
One more look at it here before DeSoto lines up 1st and 10 at the Cedar Hill 20. Reinhardt had a chance at it. Mims had an awkward shot at it as it ricocheted off his foot and right into the arms of Jamarian Ravenel. And here comes Matt Allen and company now with an opportunity for blood. Play action. Allen, pressure in his face, evades it. Now he's going to try and run for it. Matt Allen to the near sideline, across the 15, steps out of bounds at the 12.
It was a great job eluding it. Because right here, I thought he was done. Makes one guy miss. Makes another guy miss. Outruns the other guy. Shows some speed. Was able to make something out of nothing. See if he goes up top.
2nd down and 2. Henley, 1st down and goal. Inside the 5, still driving. Down to the 2-yard line.
If I'm DeSoto, I'm running it again. Just keep running it.
I think if I were Andy Padron, I wouldn't call a pass play the rest of the game the way they're running the football. Timeout, Cedar Hill.
It's a good timeout right there.
I think it's a timeout they needed right there.
Defense
DeSoto's got Cedar Hill on skates right
yeah.
now.
Defense is exhausted. If DeSoto can score right here, this will be big, especially going into halftime right now.
DeSoto has the ball to start the second half, too. That matters in this equation. There you see the HBO camera crew. They have been following this DeSoto football team all season. They have had a crew here Thursday, Friday, Saturday, every week all through the season. They'll be putting together a documentary on this DeSoto Eagles season. No word yet on when that will actually hit your television, but keep an eye out for it because it's coming down the pike in fairly short order.
Can't wait to watch it and be like, hey, I called that game.
1st and goal, DeSoto at the 2. Henley and Allen left and right in the backfield. Allen, hands
play.
to Henley. Too easy. Touchdown, DeSoto.
Same play.
Chris Henley with his 2nd touchdown run of the football game, and DeSoto is in control in the Battle of Beltline.
And this is a shock to that Cedar Hill sideline.
Just 26 seconds after the Angel Diaz field goal, the kickoff return fumbled. DeSoto pounces on it. Ravenel with the recovery. And Henley pays it off with a 2-yard touchdown run. 16-0 Eagles now, waiting on the PAT here from Angel Diaz.
Who would have thought that DeSoto's offense gets it done on the ground tonight?
Yeah, everybody talks about their wide receivers, and for good reason. Their receivers are tremendous. But the ground game has gotten the job done tonight, and it is a 17-0 DeSoto lead. Chris Henley with the 2 touchdowns, an Angel Diaz field goal in the middle. A 17-0 quarter for the Eagles. And Cedar Hill's in some trouble right now.
They are. They really are. Still a lot of football to be played, though. Going in this drive right here, going into halftime, you make your adjustments and just play the game. If I'm DeSoto's defense, I just keep doing what I've been doing.
Absolutely. DeSoto's defense has been spectacular today. They have not allowed Cedar Hill to do much of anything. What a stark difference from a year ago in this game. Last year's game, a 49-42 Cedar Hill win. There were 36 points scored in the fourth quarter alone in that football game. DeSoto had 454 total yards. Cedar Hill had 480. And Caden Salter, the hero in that one for Cedar Hill, had 2 passing touchdowns, 210 yards through the air, and another $179 on the ground and 4 more touchdowns. The final one, a 50-yarder on 4th and 1 that iced the football game to put them up 2 scores. That one will run out of bounds. Kickoffs have been an adventure in this football game on both sides and in various ways.
Yeah, thought that one was going to stay in for a second. But Cedar Hill's about to get good field position off this drive right here. With two and a half minutes left to go.
But to think, last year, between the two teams, over 900 yards of offense, 934 yards of total offense. Tonight, Cedar Hill has 22.
Drastically different.
And they trail 17-0. 2:41 left here in the second quarter, and Cedric Harden and company need to get something rolling here. Motion man is Jarris Nicholson. He'll get the handoff on jet motion. Nicholson with a head of steam, and he's got a first down. You almost feel like it's a sigh of relief from the Cedar Hill sideline right now. Like, okay, that's progress. Build on that.
They've had 2 successful plays running to the outside. Hopefully that's something they can build on right now and going into the second half.
More jet motion. Kylan Ashton with the handoff this time. He's got the corner. Cross the 45, cross midfield, tiptoeing his way up the sideline, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 48-yard line.
There we go, another outside run. Once they get these DeSoto defenders to spread out a little bit, then they go right back up the middle.
This was the story, though, last week for Cedar Hill. Did not score until the fourth quarter against Waxahachie. Trailed that game 10-0. Came back for the win. 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. Cedric Harden's touchdown run in the waning minutes won that football game for Cedar Hill. So a slow start last week, a slow start this week. This drive starting better than any has so far tonight. They'll go to the air here. Harden, quarterback draw, perhaps a design quarterback draw, breaks a couple tackles and drags his way to the 40-yard line. Really nice run from Cedric Harden Jr.
Yeah, that was a great run. I thought he was dead to rights right here. Was able to break 2 or 3 tackles. 2 or 3 arm tackles, excuse me.
Gains 8 on the play, and it's 2nd down and 2. Jarris Nicholson just getting off the field in time. Harden calls for the snap, pressure in his face, fires far side, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Kylan Ashton.
Just got to put that one on him. Because he had pressure in his face, kind of had to force the throw back inside.
And you see Eli Shaw barking at him saying, yeah, you heard me coming. And I think that may have had a bit of an impact on the incompletion there, because there was a hit waiting if he had hung on to the football. 3rd down and a deuce, timeout before the snap called by DeSoto. That is their final timeout here in the first half.
With everything going on tonight, I really like how DeSoto's team has responded.
Yeah. Without their head coach, Claude Mathis, he's been hospitalized this week with pneumonia. Andy Padron, their offensive coordinator, assistant head coach, he's the acting head coach this evening. But yeah, I mean, you think about it, in a game that has as much emotion as this one does, to be without your ultimate leader. That's a challenging spot to be in. Credit to DeSoto, they have answered the bell tonight.
They have a system in place where there's leadership on the field and leadership within the staff. And that's why they are a powerhouse in the state.
Chris Henley with the 2 touchdown runs here in the second quarter, a 5-yard touchdown run, a 2-yard touchdown run. And he has been the lion's share of the offense tonight for DeSoto. 14 carries, 81 yards, and those 2 scores. Jaden Trawick, 6 carries for 27 yards. Most of what DeSoto has done this evening has come on the ground. Cedar Hill, frankly, hasn't done much offensively until this drive. Most of it has come on the ground, and they're going to send Ashton in motion again. Harden's going to keep it, though, on the read option. He's got the first down just barely right at that 38-yard stripe, and that will move the sticks.
Yeah, they really needed that first down. I feel like they go for it regardless if they didn't get it, but that right there is positive for them.
Clock paused for the moment as they set the sticks. Now it winds again. 80 seconds to play here in the opening half. Cedar Hill's kicker Sean Sipes hit a 35-yarder this year. They feel like he's got range out to about 44 yards. So a little ways to go still to get into field goal range. That would be the 27-yard line to get a 44-yard field goal. Handoff here to Richardson, nowhere to go. Had his ankles wrapped up. Ball comes out, but long after they had called the play dead. And Cedar Hill will call their second time out of the half here with 50 seconds to play in the second.
Why go back to the inside run, though? Had a lot of success running to the outside. See, I'm a firm believer in if it works, keep doing it until the defense stops it.
What was your favorite play back in the day when you were running back? What was the play that worked most frequently for you?
18 pitch.
18 pitch. What was 18 pitch?
Line up in the backfield, running the outside pitch. Run the play. Yeah, we'd run that play start of every game.
So an option play, but a designed pitch?
Yeah, designed pitch, yeah.
Okay. What was the play that worked most frequently for you?
Every game. We didn't even call it, like, we didn't even huddle up with the offensive coordinator. We knew what we were running. Running the outside pitch. Run the play, yeah, we'd run that play.
Julius Lewis, a running back and corner at Mansfield High School before a very successful career playing corner at TCU.
Every game.
Now the color commentator here on Friday Night Football.
We knew what we were running.
They reset the clock to 53 seconds for that timeout for Cedar Hill. Again, they've got 1 remaining here in the half. DeSoto out of timeouts. Cedar Hill about 13 yards from field goal range, a dozen yards from another first down. Harden claps the snap, quick throw near side. Nicholson met with a face full of defender. Absolutely nowhere to go. Cayman Mathis says, "Dad, what do you think of that?"
Yeah, he made a great read right there. Came off his responsibility and made a good open field tackle.
You know his father, Claude Mathis, is in the hospital right now watching and probably just came unplugged from whatever he's hooked into right now, fired up on that hit from his son. Nice play by the cornerback, Cayman Mathis, and now nowhere to go for Cedric Harden Jr. Fights his way forward back to the original line of scrimmage through the pile, but no further. Clock down to 12 seconds. Cedar Hill hasn't elected to call a timeout yet. 8 seconds. No signal yet. 3 seconds. 1 second. They will snap it. Going to try and go for a Hail Mary here, apparently. They wanted the clock to expire. Harden throws into the end zone. 2 DeSoto players down there, and it's intercepted. And that's how the first half comes to a close. 17-0. DeSoto with the lead. All Eagles through 2 quarters. The interception made by Jaden Milliner-Jones in the back of the end zone, and a fitting finish to this first half. DeSoto's defense, a big part of the story. They get a little kind of a free interception out of the deal, but a good way to kind of put a bookend on it.
Yeah, a little stat booster to end the half. But overall, they did a great job. They dominated their side of the ball.
Cedar Hill's offense hardly able to move the ball in the opening half of play. They're going to need to find something in the second half. Down 17-0 after 2 quarters. The halftime show coming your way here on Friday Night Football. The High Steppers drill team from Cedar Hill, National Award-winning drill team, will take the field next, followed by the Red Army Band, and then the DeSoto Eaglettes drill team and the DeSoto Eagle Band. All that coming your way on halftime right after this on Friday Night Football. The High Steppers drill team from Cedar Hill, National Award-winning drill team, will take the field next, followed by the Red Army Band, and then the DeSoto Eaglettes drill team and the DeSoto Eagle Band. All that coming your way. How in the world? On 4th and less than a yard. The 5, touchdown. What a catch. Nice cut upfield. To Pater. What's better than Texas high school football?
Next up, Cedar Hill at DeSoto. The Battle of Belmont. Friday at 7:30 on the WFAA YouTube channel.
First up on halftime here from DeSoto High School, the Cedar Hill High Steppers drill team under the direction of Mila McQueen and Katy Gwynn, and the Red Army Band under the direction of Derek Walker. We hope you enjoy the show. First up on halftime here from DeSoto High School, the Cedar Hill High Steppers drill team.
Social officer, Sean Ford, Trinity Dad, Training Lieutenant, Mr. Naya Lane, and your high school security guard. Sharon Munoz and Taylor. Yes.
All right, our thanks to the High Steppers drill team and the Red Army Band from Cedar Hill. Next up, the DeSoto Eaglettes drill team and the DeSoto Eagle Band. The Eaglettes directed by Regina Tucker and the DeSoto Eagle Band under the direction of Delton Brown. We hope you enjoy the show. Our thanks once again to both drill teams and both bands, the High Steppers drill team, the Red Army Band from Cedar Hill, and the DeSoto Eaglettes drill team and the DeSoto Eagle Band for the halftime show tonight. Second half underway moments after this on Friday Night Football. Our thanks once again to both drill teams and both bands, the High Steppers drill team, the Red Army Band from Cedar Hill, and the DeSoto Eaglettes drill team and the DeSoto Eagle Band for the halftime show tonight. Second half underway moments after this on Friday Night Football. On 4th and less than a yard, the 5, touchdown. What a catch. Nice cut upfield to Pater. What's better than Texas high school football?
Next up, Cedar Hill at DeSoto. The Battle of Beltline. Friday at 7:30 on the WFAA YouTube channel. Next up, Cedar Hill at DeSoto.
We are not here to fit into a mold. We are here to celebrate and learn from the unexpected, diverse, and beautiful gente. The fuerte, the strong, the ones risking it all para la familia, para la oportunidad, for the lovers of dance, of food, of music. Que viva! We are here to grow together. We are here to thrive juntos, celebrating our lives every day. La vida.
Our stories are everything. We tell them to help us understand who we are and where we're going from here. That's why we're sharing even more WFAA original stories, where the seeds of healing are sown by those who have reaped so much pain. Stories where ancient rhythms can speak so much louder than words, and a 50-year march for equality can become a national reality, one bold step at a time. WFAA Originals. Story is everything. Weeknights at 10.
Back on Friday Night Football, a look at the all-time record between these two teams. 35 meetings all-time, dating back to 1956. 96, though, is when this thing really cranked into high gear, and they've played just about every year since then. DeSoto with the all-time series lead, 19-16, but Cedar Hill has won 3 straight in this series, Julius Lewis. Last year, a 49-42 win behind a 6-touchdown performance from Caden Salter. Tonight, though, DeSoto with the much better of things through one half of play. 173 yards to Cedar Hill's 22, 12 first downs to Cedar Hill's 2. Cedar Hill in the first half of this football game had 1 passing yard.
They did.
1 passing yard.
And what I'm noticing is these games that we've had, these rivalry games, the teams that haven't won in a while, they really came out to play. Flower Mound, Melissa, and now DeSoto.
DeSoto was fired up for this one, and they played very well on the defensive side of the ball in the first half. And you can't help but wonder how different a game might this be, how much wider might the margin be if not for those 4th down stops that Cedar Hill was able to come up with in that first half. DeSoto will have the football to start the second half. And Cedar Hill needs to find a stop in the worst way.
Yeah, they need to find something, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Not much has worked for them. Towards the end of towards the end of the first half, they had some plays that they could potentially bring back this half. But they need to find something that's going to work for them consistently.
DeSoto forced 5 straight punts to start this football game. Cedar Hill had those 2 4th-and-1 stands that were huge plays for just kind of the emotional start to this football game. But ultimately, DeSoto was able to break through finally with that Chris Henley touchdown run. They were able to drive the length of the field for an Angel Diaz 29-yard field goal. And then immediately after that field goal, the ensuing kickoff was fumbled by 2 different Cedar Hill return men who had a chance at it. Tough chance at it, to be fair to both of those young men. They had a chance at it, but it was going to be a miraculous catch for either one of them. And it just happened to bounce right into the waiting arms of Jamarian Ravenel. He scooped it up, and a few plays later, Chris Henley went in with his 2nd touchdown run of the football game. That has us at 17-0 in favor of DeSoto to start the second half here. Kickoff return for the Eagles is in the hands of Jamarian Jamarian Ravenel, and he's up this near sideline. Cross the 35, makes a man miss. Cross the 40, nice return for Ravenel, and good field position for Matt Allen and the Eagles offense.
Yeah, they set that one up really nice. They acted like they were going to go towards the Cedar Hill sideline. Came right back.
It'll be 1st and 10. They'll put it at the 44-yard line based on the sticks on the far sideline. As you get one more look at the nice move from Ravenel right there on the sideline. And here comes Matt Allen and company. They haven't done much, frankly, in the passing game. Just 47 passing yards in the first half. 7 completions for Allen on 11 attempts. Trawick has 2 receptions. Nobody else has more than 1. Handoff here to Chris Henley to start the drive, and this is how they move to the football in the first half, and they start the second half in similar fashion. Chris Henley with a big gainer and a first down into Cedar Hill territory.
He's a very patient runner. I like how he likes to set up his blocks right there. Started outside, ducked back inside, and then jetted back out.
He'll take the handoff once again. Tried to make a man miss. Nice tackle by Donovan Malone. If Malone hadn't been able to keep a hold of him, he might have had some big running room there. But Malone with a nice tackle.
Yeah, that was a solid tackle right there. Like you said, there was a lot of space on the outside if he didn't make that tackle.
Officially no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Allen gives the handoff to Henley once again. Good pursuit from the Cedar Hill defense and maybe a gain of 2.
That was a solid tackle right there. Like you said, there was a lot of space on the outside if he didn't make that tackle.
Officially no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Allen gives the handoff to Henley once again. Minute gone by here in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 8. Allen in shotgun. Henley to his right. 2 wide receivers to either side as he looks back toward Andy Padron, the offensive coordinator, as they change the play. 10 on the play clock. Allen claps for the snap. Straight drop, pressure in his face, flush to the right side, looking, has a man wide open. It's Jalen Bean, and he's got a lot of running room. Inside the 20, sidesteps a tackle inside the 10-yard line. First down, DeSoto.
That was a perfect play design right there. The rush actually forced Matt Allen directly to his receiver.
Drop, pressure in his face, flush to the right side, looking. And Jalen Bean running away from Donovan Malone, wide open in the flats. They mark him out of bounds at the 12-yard line, and it's 1st and 10 for Allen. Lots of confusion there, and that's going to be a false start.
The rush actually forced Matt Allen.
Some miscommunication on what the snap count was there, and the center never snapped the football until after 2 or 3 players on the offensive line had already taken off. Wide open in the flats. They mark him out of bounds at the 12-yard line, and it's 1st and 10 for Allen. Lots of confusion there, and that's going to be a false start. So 1st and 15 now as they walk it back to the 17-yard line. There in the center never snapped the football until after 2 or 3 players on the offensive line had already taken off.
This would be big right here if DeSoto scores on their opening drive.
They've been in control of this football game really from the word go. Henley with a nice cut into the 2nd level, inside the 10-yard line, and finally pushed back. He has run the ball very well in this football game and creep it up now on 100 yards on the day. May have just gone over it.
He's got great vision. Really good vision, good feet. All the right tangibles of a really good running back.
Inside the 10-yard line and finally pushed back. Gain of 7 on the play. I believe that puts Henley right on 100 yards on the number. And the 2 touchdowns he's got tonight. 2nd and 8.
Really good vision, good feet. All the right tangibles of a really good running back.
Kylan Salter trying to bark out signals to his defense.
Got to hurry up right here.
Down to 0 on the play clock. They do get the snap off, but Henley with nowhere to go. The 2 touchdowns he's got tonight. Nice defensive play for Cedar Hill from Travian Smith, and it's a loss. Kylan Salter trying to bark out signals to his defense.
Got to hurry up right here.
Down to 0 on the play clock. They do get the snap off, but Henley with nowhere to go. 3rd and 9 now. Nice defensive play for Cedar Hill defensive coordinator Ray Gates trying to draw something up here to get another stop. We saw them get 2 4th and 1 stops in the first half to keep this game scoreless in the early going. We were scoreless all the way until the 8:28 mark of the 2nd quarter. They need another stop here on 3rd and 9. Handoff, Henley, nice cut upfield through the traffic into the end zone. Touchdown DeSoto.
What a
Chris
run.
Henley with his 3rd of the day.
What a run.
In the first half to keep this game scoreless. Would not be denied. We were scoreless all the way until the 8:28 mark of the second.
So he should have been stopped right at the 5-yard line. Runs through 4 guys.
Henley, nice cut upfield through the traffic into the end zone. Touchdown DeSoto.
He's having the game of the season tonight.
3rd of the day.
3 touchdowns. Just can't be stopped.
Now well over 100 rushing yards on the day.
So he should have been stopped right at the 5-yard line.
And a 23-0 DeSoto lead. Diaz on for the extra point.
3 touchdowns.
And it's good.
Just can't be stopped.
Now well over 24-0. The DeSoto Eagles in control on Friday Night Football.
Broke 6 tackles right there. Half the defense.
Chris Henley's having himself a night. And it's good.
And now Cedar Hill's in a bigger hole than what they thought they would be in coming out of halftime.
It's an 11-yard touchdown run for Henley. And yes, Cedar Hill in trouble right now. A team that on the night has 22 total yards, now trails by 24 points.
If they don't get a stop right, or if they don't score right here, I'm talking about touchdowns, not field goal. If they don't get a touchdown right here on this drive, they're just going to dig themselves into an even bigger hole.
A team that on the night has 22 total yards, now trails by 24 points. Cedar Hill came into this game 3-0 in district play.
I'm talking about touchdowns.
Wins over Mansfield, Lake Ridge, Waco, and Waxahachie. Waxahachie last week at home in come-from-behind fashion. They trailed 10-0 for a lot of that football game. 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to come back for the 14-10 win. Cedar Hill came into this game 3-0. Got some folks in the comment feed on YouTube saying, watch out for the comeback. If it's going to come for Cedar Hill, it's got to start now. Keelan Mims knocked down at the 24-yard line, flag behind the play.
I'm interested to see what the flag is right here.
Got some folks in the comment feed on YouTube saying, watch out for the comeback. If it's going to come for Cedar Hill, it's got to start now. Keelan Mims. See what Bill Tilley and his crew have to say. Legal block in the back against Cedar Hill. And that makes an already difficult task even harder.
Yeah, it really does. I missed that one, though, because the guy who made the tackle, there's only one guy on the outside right there. And
yeah. Nobody else was really in the vicinity of the play. Bill Tilley and his crew have to say. Legal block in the back against Cedar Hill.
Looks like they have a long drive ahead of them, though. It really does. I missed that one, though.
If they don't, it might be a long drive back across Beltline Road. Yeah.
Those bus rides after losses are not fun.
Cedar Hill down 24-0. Trying to find an answer here. And right into the teeth of the DeSoto defense goes Jalen Jenkins, and he's dropped for a loss of a yard. If they don't, it might be a long drive back across Beltline Road.
Offensive line from DeSoto and this defensive line from DeSoto has been physical all night.
The push into the backfield. I mean, they're resetting the line of scrimmage 2 yards downfield.
Yeah, and as a running back, your holes aren't there, and you can't make a play on your own. It's just going to be a rough night. Offensive line from DeSoto and this defensive line from DeSoto has been
second down and 11. Harden trying to make something happen here tonight. Pressure and just has to run out of bounds. Big loss on the play. Chased out of bounds by London Maston, the senior, fairly new starter for DeSoto, has earned his way into that starting lineup at that defensive end spot opposite Caleb Mitchell, and makes a nice play there to force Harden out of bounds, and it's 3rd down and a mile. Pressure and just has to run out of bounds. Big loss on the play. Chased out of bounds by London Maston, the senior, fairly new starter.
So we got some one-on-one coverage on the outside.
Into that starting lineup at that defensive end spot opposite Caleb Mitchell. Cedar Hill makes a nice play there, moving some bodies around here pre-snap. And now a flag at the snap, and it's going to be another procedural penalty against Cedar Hill.
So we got some one-on-one coverage on the outside. What they're calling.
He called an encroachment on the offense. I don't believe that's possible. Very clearly the penalty is against Cedar Hill, but that brings the ball all the way back inside the 5-yard line.
Not the direction they want to be going.
Spotted at the 4. They've got to get to the 24 for a first down. Harden with 3 wide receivers to the near side. Rolls this way. Fires. Too tall and incomplete over the head of his intended target, Miles Roden, and it's 4th down. Spotted at the 4. They've got to get to the 24 for a first down.
I don't know if I should call it a good stop by DeSoto's defense or just too many mistakes by the Cedar Hill team coming out at halftime.
Penalties to move him backward. They just can't get any push up front. So Cedar Hill to punt it away.
I don't know if I should call it a good stop by DeSoto's
Sipes has been busy tonight.
Too many mistakes by the Cedar Hill team coming out at halftime.
His 6th punt of the evening. Penalties to move him backward. Short punt, bounces at the 26-yard line. Does take a good Cedar Hill bounce to at least make the Longhorns' defense's job a little bit more palatable. But fantastic field position for DeSoto. 1st and 10 at the Cedar Hill 35, and with a 24-0 lead.
Has there ever been a shutout?
Let's take a look back through the series history between Cedar Hill and DeSoto. Cedar Hill won 14-0 in the second ever meeting back in 1957. DeSoto answered in kind in 1958, 20-0. Cedar Hill won 16-0 in 1961. DeSoto won 12-0 in 1963. So the answer to your question is yes, there have been a good handful. 64, Cedar Hill won 21-0. 2004, getting a little bit closer to recent vintage, DeSoto won 27-0. It looks like that is the most recent shutout in series history. DeSoto up 24-0 and looking to add to it here. Henley with the handoff, fighting his way across the 35, and mark him at the 31, a gain of 4 to start the drive.
No, there hasn't been a lot of action going towards these receivers tonight, but they are really putting a lot of effort into the blocking right now. That's what makes a complete wide receiver right there. Not just being able to make the spectacular catch, making good passes, good catches, and running good routes, but blocking on the edges.
Yeah.
That really goes a long way.
And on a night like tonight, where the ground game has been what has been most effective for DeSoto, you got to do your job and make those plays. As Henley carries again inside the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 DeSoto. It has been all Eagles tonight, and they are in control in this one right now, looking to add to this 24-0 lead. Do join us tonight on the WFA News at 10. Joe Trahan, myself, Jonah Javad, all out at high school football games around the area for high school game night. High school highlights from around North Texas as the ball goes into the end zone, in and out of the hands of Stephon Johnson. Would have been a sensational catch. Joe is at Aledo versus Mansfield Timberview. The Bearcats going for their 100th consecutive district win tonight against Timberview. Jonah is at Mesquite versus Mesquite north of Mesquite. We'll have highlights of those two games, highlights of this one, and more from around the area. Allen versus Denton Guyer, a big game tonight. We'll have highlights of that one too. Nice job to break a tackle in the backfield, and spinning his way for a few more is Keshawn Jackson. First time we've called his name tonight.
It's weird hearing that Aledo and Timberview are in the same district now, because that's the district I was in. That the whole Mansfield district back in high school, and
now they've kind of ended up at different levels, a lot of the different Mansfield schools, so it's been segmented out a little bit. Timberview and Aledo last year played for a district championship in that district. This year, Timberview down a little bit. Aledo still Aledo. Number 1 in the state in 5A Division II. Just stacking championships on top of each other. 3rd down here, handoff, Jackson. 1st down. Next week here on Friday Night Football, a little bit of history as we will head to Globe Life Field. The brand new ballpark for the Texas Rangers will play host as we have another District 11 6A clash, the Cedar Hill Longhorns and the number 5 team in the state, the Duncanville Panthers, will play the first football game in the history of Globe Life Field, a test run before the Air Force versus Army game, as that ball's too tall for Jalen Bean and incomplete. It'll be second and goal. Army and Air Force will play their next bunt, so they wanted to have a little bit of a dry run. So, Julius, we get to see a little bit of history next week here on Friday Night Football as Cedar Hill and Duncanville pop the cork for Globe Life Field in a football sense anyway.
Yeah, I'm excited to be a part of that. Hopefully Cedar Hill can bring some more energy the next game than this game.
They certainly need to against the number 5 team in the state. Second down and 9, handoff. Jackson dragging bodies inside the 5 to the 3.
Hopefully
Deshaun Jackson, the junior,
doing this.
They certainly need to against the number 5.
Get 5-6 yards a carry, then
Second down and 9,
you can't say much about it. 5-6 yards a carry, that's a win every time.
Third down and goal from the 3. All they need is one more for a 31-0 lead. Jackson with the handoff.
5-6 yards a carry,
And he's in. Touchdown, DeSoto. All Eagles tonight.
5-6 yards a carry, that's a
That
win.
3-game Cedar Hill win streak in this series about to be history.
And there's just no energy on that Cedar Hill sideline.
And he's in. Touchdown,
Fans are already starting to leave,
All Eagles
and
tonight.
there's not a good sight.
That 3-game Cedar Hill win. A 3-yard touchdown run for Keshawn Jackson makes it 30-0. Angel Diaz on for the extra point to make it 31.
Fans are already starting to leave.
And what a performance from the DeSoto Eagles. 31-0 our score on a night where their head coach was not able to be here. Claude Mathis hospitalized this week due to pneumonia. You know he's in the thoughts of these kids as they come out here and play tonight. The leader of this program in his second stint as the head coach of the DeSoto Eagles has brought this team back to statewide contention, one of the best programs in the state, as it was under his tenure the first time around, back to being that once again. He is very clearly the leader of this DeSoto program. For him to not be here tonight, that's a big deal. There were a couple of guys that were former DeSoto players that were down in the office directly below this press box earlier tonight, and I was talking with one of the members of their staff here at DeSoto, and we were talking about the fact that Coach Mathis wasn't going to be here tonight, and they hadn't heard yet about what had happened. Hospitalized with pneumonia. Certainly we hope he'll be, back with his team very shortly here. But they were like, wait, Mathis isn't going to be here tonight? They were shocked. It's impossible to think about the idea of a DeSoto football game without Claude Mathis on the sideline. He is maybe the most recognizable piece of this program. And so for his team to come out here and perform the way that they have tonight, Julia, says a lot about the strength of this program. Mims with the return here out to the 32. Big hit right there on the sideline. Jaden Milliner-Jones made him pay for getting across the 30-yard line. For his team to come out here and perform the way that they have tonight. More flags fly in the air.
Yeah, he chunked that ball right at the sideline.
Mims with the return here out to the 32. Big hit right there on the side. Another look at the hit there. Milliner-Jones made him pay for getting across the 30-yard line. He was a half a step out of bounds, but I feel like that was still in the course of the play. More flags fly in the air.
So they're going to be 15 yards back for that one.
But just what does it say about this program that they were able to come out here tonight and perform the way that they have despite the absence of their head coach in a rivalry game, no less?
Shows it's like, even though he is the head of the program, it's bigger than one person. Like the values and what he wanted to instill into his program, it runs deeper than him. You have to applaud that.
Yeah. Bill Tilley and company still sorting things out. This has been an emotional night, a chippy night at times, certainly in the opening quarter, and then it settled down a little bit. Now it seems to be opening back up a little bit. It's going to be against DeSoto, the unsportsmanlike penalty. Bill Tilley and company still sorting things out. This has been an emotional night.
I'm interested to see that one. I thought the ref threw the flag after the ball was thrown back at the sideline, but catch the second guy, not the first guy.
It's going to be against DeSoto, the unsportsmanlike penalty. So the penalty brings the ball all the way out to the 46-yard line, so the best starting field position of the night for the Cedar Hill Longhorns. And they're certainly in a world of hurt right now, down 31-0, but that helps. And if they're going to make something of this football game, you'd think it's got to start now. Cedric Harden claps for the snap. Handoff to Richardson, the former DeSoto player, dragging a couple of tacklers to the 49-yard line, 3 yards on the play. They're certainly in a world of hurt right now, down 31-0, but that helps. And if they're going to make something of this football, it's been a while since this game was lopsided even like this. 7-point game a year ago. In 2019, an absolute classic. 28-27, Cedar Hill won that game. 32-17, Cedar Hill came from behind to win in 2018. Nearly intercepted on that far sideline. Eli Shaw knew he had a chance at that one.
Yeah, you gotta have that one. They don't get any easier than that.
But a 21-17 win for DeSoto back in 2017. 33-18 win in the regular season for DeSoto before winning by 2 scores in the postseason on their way to their lone state championship in school history in that 2016 season. Cedar Hill won 26-2 in 2015. That's probably the closest thing to a lopsided game that we've seen so far in the recent years in this series. Is that ball from Harden just a bit too far downfield, looking for Felton Briscoe, the speedy senior, in that 2016 season.
Just a little bit too much on that one.
I mean, Harden's got an arm. He shows it off here from his own 42 all the way inside the 10-yard line. He can unleash one, but they just haven't been able to connect tonight. And now on 4th down and 7, Cedar Hill will have to punt once again.
Yeah, it's been a reoccurring theme for them tonight.
I mean, Harden's got an arm. He shows it off here. Carlos Lynn said to me earlier this week, we're a work in progress, and we're seeing some of that tonight. This is a young football team. They lost a lot off of last year's team. Certainly Salter, the primary element that was lost to graduation, but Kevin Young as well, as this is a great punt from Sipes, down inside the 5, down at the 3-yard line. We're a work in progress, and we're seeing some of that tonight. Ryan Rainey, a key piece of that Cedar Hill team in years gone by. Are they saying that this ball was touched by somebody from Cedar Hill on its way downfield, and they're going to have to move the ball all the way up to the 22-yard line? That's a huge difference in field position as compared to where the ball was going to be. Ryan Rainey, a key piece of that.
Oh, yeah.
Look at it here. Did it ricochet off of a Cedar Hill player, and you see immediately.
Right on his head.
Official.
Right on.
Oh, yeah. Off his head, off his shoulder, and the back judge right on top of it. Well spotted by Michael Camp, and so the ball will come out to the 30-yard line is where they ultimately spotted a 27-yard difference in field position, so that's huge. And Henley gets the handoff, and DeSoto goes right back to work. Ball's on the deck. Ball's out, and it is Longhorn football. Chris Henley has it stripped away, and he comes up a little bit gimpy after that play, too. And Cedar Hill with the recovery. Donovan Hubbard comes up with the football, and Cedar Hill with as much life as they've had so far in this second half.
That was a perfect hit. Hat on the ball. Popped right out. And Cedar Hill finally catches a break.
First time all night we've seen the Longhorns really have something go their way since maybe the first quarter. They had a couple of big 4th down and 1 stands. Since then, it's really been all DeSoto. But a fumble there by Henley, and good field position here for the Longhorns. Jet motion coming across the formation as Felton Briscoe takes the handoff, picks up a couple. Really have something go their way since maybe the first quarter. They had a couple of big 4th down and 1 stands. Since then, it's really been all.
Yeah, that was a great Great play right there by number 21, Jaden Milliner-Jones. He was able to string that one all the way out and then come back in and make the play.
Got off the block of Derek Whitaker. Kept his feet and made the play. Really nice stuff from Jaden Milliner-Jones, the senior. 6 Division I offers for him. Has played safety in years past for DeSoto, but they moved him to linebacker because they needed the depth there. Here Harden on the run. Close to first down yardage, down to the 31-yard line. Looks like he'll be just a hair shy. And it'll be 3rd down and a yard. So that's about as much running room as we've seen him have tonight.
And they had success in the first quarter with him running the ball, but they got away from it.
Harden, one of the leading scorers in all of North Texas, 13 touchdowns on the ground through the course of this season. 4 more passing touchdowns as well. But they have just not been able to get the offense rolling tonight. That one's going to be real close to that first down marker. Jalen Jenkins didn't have a lot of running room, and it looks like he will be just a hair short. And it's going to be 4th down and a yard. They have just not been able to get the offense rolling tonight. That one's going to be
at this point, you have to go for it. There's no reason doing anything else.
Jalen Jenkins didn't have a lot of running room, and it looks like he will be just a hair short. 14 minutes left in the football game, down 31-0. There's no other choice here but to go for it and try and make something happen. Harden looking to the far sideline, 3 seconds on the play clock, has to snap it quick, and now Cedar Hill's going to have to call timeout.
Yeah, it's just been one of those games for Cedar Hill where nothing goes right for you.
There's no other choice here but to go for it and try and make something. Kenya Monet in the YouTube feed saying, "Come on, Cedar Hill, come back."
I haven't seen a comeback like this since TCU versus Oregon. One of those games for Cedar Hill.
Were you on the field for that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were. What's it take in a moment like that to even get something rolling in the right direction?
Coach breaking a chair during halftime.
Is that what happened that night?
One of them did.
Yeah.
You're
not Patterson, but one of the assistants.
No, one of the assistants. Yeah. Then you're starting linebacker or starting safety, knocking out the quarterback, and then starting center going down, and then Bram Kohlhausen, the GOAT.
One of the great comebacks in the history of college football. One of the great stories, Bram Kohlhausen, in the history of college football.
You're starting linebacker or starting safety, knocking out the quarterback.
Is that the ring you're wearing right now for the Alamo Bowl, or is that a different one?
This is the second one.
Okay.
Second Alamo Bowl.
Okay. 4th and a yard. Harden going to keep it himself. Nowhere to go. Driving, still fighting. He's going to be short. DeSoto pushes him back. The 4th down stop for the Eagles. Is that the ring you're wearing right now for the Alamo Bowl, or is that a different one? Some extracurriculars after the fact, as we've said a few times tonight. 4th and a yard. Harden going to keep it himself. But with a $1:35 to play here in the 3rd quarter. He's going to be short. DeSoto pushes him back.
He follows that block to the outside. He gets the first down easily.
Instead, a wall of green jerseys. Devin Bobby ripped the football out, but after they had already blown the play dead. Jordan James there to push him back. Cameron Guyton there as well.
I think it might be time to put the backups in.
We'll see Matt Allen come out on the field once again here for DeSoto. Jordan James there to Allen and Henley in the backfield. Jonte Cook on the outside. See Matt Allen come out on the field once again here for DeSoto. Henley right up the middle. Eventually slung back by Sincere Massey and company, but not before he gained 6 yards on the first play of the series. And we're going to see an awful lot of number 5 the rest of the way as DeSoto tries to salt this one away.
Number 54, Josh Straw, just blocked somebody 15 yards down the field. He brought him for the line of scrimmage and put him back to where the safeties were.
Josh Straw and Cam Lambert, that left side of the offensive line for DeSoto, those are really the leaders of this bunch. Straw is really kind of the emotional leader. He was a second-team All-District kid last year. Cam Lambert, first-team All-District last year. And they follow those two on this play. Henley spinning his way to the midfield stripe, and another first down. And now a player down for Cedar Hill behind the play. Donovan Hubbard was immediately signaling for somebody to come help him as he hobbles his way off. Frankly, I'm relieved to see him jogging off the field because he looked like he was in distress the way he was signaling to the training staff to come help him.
Yeah, it's a lot going on right now in the field. Got a little scuffle by the ball. There's a flag up there by the 50-yard line at the top, flag on the 50-yard line on the bottom. Players hobbling off the field.
After all of that, it is first down DeSoto, but they still have to sort out the flag here.
Hopefully no one threw a punch. There was a lot of pushing.
Andy Padron getting an explanation now on the near sideline. It is going to be an unsportsmanlike against Cedar Hill and another free 15 yards. We saw Cedar Hill get flagged 9 times in the first half for 83 yards. That total now up to 11 penalties for 98 yards. As we wind down the final 30 seconds here of quarter number 3.
Somebody's
Allen
open.
to the air. Now he's going to take off and run for it. Lots of green grass to the right-hand side. Beats a man to the corner, but nice play, in fact, by Donovan Malone to chase him down. Malone has shown some speed in this football game. Got to him, didn't quite let him turn the corner, and grabbed a hold of that white T-shirt and pulled him down.
I think he had Stephen Johnson wide open down this left seam. Looked like he was going to take it at first, but decided to run. But he stays in bound and keeps the clock running, so.
And thanks to that, that'll be the final play of quarter number 3. 31-0 DeSoto. The Eagles in firm control in the Battle of Beltline. Fourth quarter after this on Friday Night Football. Back. Sorry. Back here on Friday Night Football, as you get a look at the series record between these two teams once again. Those 4 in the bottom right corner all carried here on the WFA Digital Network. A thriller in 2018 where Cedar Hill came back for a 32-17 win. 2019 was probably the best game that we've had the good fortune to call here on the WFA Digital Network, as DeSoto nearly came back to win that football game. Last year, 49-42 behind Salter, 6 touchdowns, but tonight it has been all DeSoto, and a lot of that young man right there wearing number 5 in green, Chris Henley. 3 touchdown runs on the night from him. Well over 100 yards now, creeping up on 150 on the night for the senior running back, and DeSoto trying to salt this one away.
Yeah, he's carried the entire load for this offense tonight. And without him, I feel like the score would still have been 0-0.
It was 0-0 for a while. The first 16 minutes of this football game, we played scoreless. But eventually DeSoto got things rolling, and it has been all Eagles ever since. Quick pass on the left-hand side for Mike Murphy. Makes a man miss. Cuts inside the 10-yard line. Spin move inside the 5. Touchdown DeSoto. Mike Murphy with his 8th touchdown of the season, and that one was impressive.
It was. They just played the numbers game out there. It was 2-on-1 on the outside. Quick little bubble to your receiver, and let him make a play.
37-0 DeSoto.
I think they have broken the spirits of these Cedar Hill players.
A 26-yard touchdown hookup from Matt Allen to Mike Murphy. It's Allen's 27th touchdown pass of the season. And it's 38-0. Eagles on top. Another look at it right here. Nice block on the outside. I think that was Jalen Bean. No, it was Stephon Johnson. Stephon Johnson, a 3-star prospect, an Oregon commit, doing the dirty work on the outside to help his teammate get in the end zone.
I mean, that's what gives people offers, though. Like, what are you doing when the ball's not in your hand?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're the corner right there, you can't give up the outside that easily. His responsibility there is to set an edge, make the receiver go back inside to his pursuit.
What a performance from the Eagles tonight. 38-0. As they are on their way to a 5-2 start to this season. They opened the year with a loss to a Converse Judson team that preseason was ranked in the top 25 in the state. Since then, that loss has not aged very well. Judson is not having a great season this year. The loss to Duncanville 4 weeks ago right here on Friday Night Football. That's, if you're going to have a loss, take it to the team ranked 5th in the state. But since then, they've gotten things rolling. Beat Mansfield by 30. Beat Waco last week 72-6. And now tonight, against their ultimate rival, Cedar Hill, putting it to them, 38-0.
So has DeSoto solidified themselves as the number 2 team in this district tonight?
I think you have to say that, right? I mean, it's pretty clear DeSoto and Duncanville are the top 2 teams in this district. Cedar Hill's going to have their hands full next week.
Yeah,
that's going to be a really tough task. At Carlos Lending Company, you're going to have to kind of circle the wagons a little bit, figure out a different game plan and a way to attack Duncanville, a team that beat this DeSoto team 42-21 4 weeks ago on this field. That game at Globe Life Field, the brand new Rangers facility. The first football game in the history of that facility. Next week right here on Friday Night Football. Motion man is Ashton. Trying to get the edge. Good block in front of him. Give him 5 or 6 to start the series.
Tonight, I feel like Cedar Hill really couldn't, since they couldn't get anything going, we never really got to see their full capabilities of their offense.
Yeah, they've got more than what they've shown tonight. I think that much is clear.
But it's hard to get deep inside your playbook if you can't even do the basic stuff.
Most importantly, moving bodies has been a very difficult task for them. Harden with the carry here. Maybe a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd down and 3. We do appreciate you being with us here on Friday Night Football. Just about 1,300 of you with us still on the WFAA YouTube feed. Lots of comments still rolling in. The DeSoto fans are feeling themselves right now. Really enjoying this moment after 3 straight losses in this series. About to snap that streak, barring a miracle for Cedar Hill over the course of the final 10.5 minutes of this football game.
They come back, I'm never calling another game ever again.
You heard it, folks. If Cedar Hill comes back and wins this football game, we're going to have an open audition for color commentator next week at Globe Life Field.
One thing, though, we'll be excited next week to see how Cedar Hill responds to this game. See if this is a trend for them, they can't get anything going, especially against a good team like Duncanville, or they'll be able to bounce back and put some things together.
Big hit there by Devin Bobby as Cedar Hill ran it around the right edge with Keon Bright. Bright, just a sophomore, has some speed. I think they like his future. But yeah, you've got to be able to figure out a way to respond after a game like this. I mean, you're going to have moments like this from time to time. Most high school football programs around the state have moments like this from time to time. Now, how do you respond? Timeout, Cedar Hill. Again, do join us on the WFA News at 10, just getting underway right about now. In fact, we will have highlights of this game. In fact, we may end up joining this game in progress, depending on how much time is still remaining at that point. We'll see if this game speeds along for us here over these last 10 minutes and 18 seconds, or if we're still cooking here on Friday Night Football. But one way or another, we'll bring you the action here in DeSoto. We'll also bring you to Mesquite and North Mesquite with Jonah Javad and Joe Trahan tonight out at Aledo and Mansfield Timberview as Aledo goes for their 100th consecutive district win. All right, take a peek at the scoreboard here tonight and see if we can't see what's going on there in Aledo.
Oh, before I forget, I'd like to make another shout out to the wonderful ladies up here who provided the food for us tonight.
They did a nice job once again, just like a couple weeks ago when we were here. They have hooked us up. It is not a bad time in the DeSoto press box. Frisco Lone Star with a 33-3 win over Frisco Wakeland tonight. Colleyville Heritage, a team that we saw a week ago here on Friday Night Football in a huge game, basically a district championship game against Mansfield Summit. Heritage with a 35-34 win. So Heritage appears to be cruising toward a district championship. Aledo with a 35-21 win over Mansfield Timberview for 100 consecutive district wins.
It's a crazy stat.
Deep ball for Hardin into a lot of traffic, nearly caught, but incomplete. Keon Bright got up looking for a flag there, but to no avail. Eli Shaw in on the coverage. Duncanville playing Waxahachie tonight, up 45-3 in that one. Highland Park with a 59-24 lead.
A lot of points being scored tonight.
Allen with a big win at Denton Guyer, 38-31 the final in that game. Just a couple of the scores around the area tonight. But 38-0 our score in this one. DeSoto in control. Hand off up the middle. Beg your pardon, I got sidetracked there for a moment. As we are preparing for joining the 10 o'clock news here tonight, I got distracted by my phone. We're trying to coordinate for the live shot that is coming up here in about 15 minutes. And I got looking at my phone there during that punt and got confused as to where the football was. My apologies. The punt from Cedar Hill down at the 40-yard line. And that is where DeSoto will take over. We're trying to do too many things at once here tonight, but DeSoto trying to run out the clock in this one. 9:23 left, a little reverse here. Stephon Johnson with the football in his hands. Matt Allen out in front blocking for him, or at least running around in the general vicinity. Look at the moves here from Stephon Johnson. Still on his feet, finally ripped down at the 46-yard line.
When you haven't gotten many chances to get the ball in your hand tonight, you
You're
gotta
gonna
take
try
it.
and make the most of them, huh?
Yeah, that was an amazing run. Throwing guys by, breaking tackles, just refusing to go down. And here we go again.
Right up the middle, Keshawn Jackson. Clock winding here on Friday Night Football in a 38-0 dominant performance from the DeSoto Eagles here in the Battle of Beltline. It is not normal for this game to look like this, but here we are tonight. That ball just a bit too far for Mike Murphy, looking for touchdown reception number 2 of the night. So looking ahead for these two teams, DeSoto with 3 games that, frankly, they should win the rest of the way. At Waco Midway next week, home to Mansfield Lake Ridge after that, and then at Waxahachie on a Thursday night to wrap up the season on November 4th. For Cedar Hill, next week against Duncanville at Globe Life Field, a game that we'll carry for you right here on Friday Night Football as Jackson carries close to first down yardage once again, but there was a flag there at the snap, so we'll check that. Cedar Hill against Duncanville next week, then at Midway and home to Mansfield to wrap up their regular season. Cedar Hill will drop to 3-1 in district play. DeSoto will improve to 3-1 in district play. You certainly imagine that your playoff teams out of this district would be Cedar Hill, Duncanville, DeSoto, and then one other. Although there were a number of teams that came into this game in contention for playoff berths as Allen looks end zone once again for Jonte Cook, but through the back of the end zone and incomplete. Made a heck of a catch, but just not a legal one inbounds.
It's a great catch.
Another look at the athleticism here for Jonte Cook. He hasn't had to do much tonight. They haven't done much in the passing game because they haven't needed to. But that's a young man that is about to go to whatever school he wants to in the fall of 2023. Just a junior, but rated as the number 8 wide receiver in America in that junior class. More flags at the snap and a false start against DeSoto.
Yeah.
Trying to finish this game the same way that they started it. Everything's getting sloppy on both sides again. So Waxahachie and your Mansfield Tigers both came into tonight also with 2-1 records in district play. As they swing it near side here from Murphy, incomplete. Another flag.
This is the week where everything starts to separate.
So Waxahachie, we know, is on their way to a loss tonight against Duncanville. Last check, that was 45-3 in favor of the Panthers. Mansfield, I'm trying to get a look at here to see where their game stands. But Waxahachie will have 2 losses in district play. Cedar Hill and DeSoto will be tied in the standings at 3-1. Certainly DeSoto with the head-to-head tiebreaker. And Duncanville will be 4-0 as they prepare to play this Cedar Hill team next week. Keshawn Jackson upended at the 13-yard line. Clock winds down to 7:25 and moving now here in the 4th. Be 3rd down and a yard from right at the 13-yard line. Mansfield playing Mansfield Lake Ridge tonight as Jackson carries for the 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal for DeSoto. Lake Ridge with a 44-30 lead in the 4th quarter of that game. So it looks like Lake Ridge is about to pick up their first district win of the year and move to 1-3. So that means Waxahachie and Mansfield would both drop to 2-2 in district play. That's the best thing that has happened tonight for the Cedar Hill Longhorns, because that means they'll at least stay in that top 3 in this district with Duncanville and DeSoto.
Yeah, a chance for Mansfield to be in the conversation. They couldn't get it done tonight.
They'll still be in the conversation with Waxahachie for that 4th spot as that ball goes over the middle into the end zone. Jonte Cook for the touchdown, number 11 of the year for the junior. And DeSoto keeps pouring it on. Stop the fight.
Yeah, seriously.
44-0 DeSoto. This has not been the week that Claude Mathis wanted, I'm sure. Being hospitalized with pneumonia does not sound like fun. Tonight, I'm sure he's enjoyed.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely enjoying it. Celebrating as much as he can right now. I know he can't wait to be out there.
45-0. DeSoto with the lead. That ball was tipped, and Cook still had the concentration to get a hold of it. Davin Lowe got a piece of it, but Jonte Cook squeezes it in the back of the end zone, and DeSoto in complete control, about to move to 5-2 on the year, 3-1 in district play. They lost their district opener to Duncanville on this field 4 weeks ago, 42-21. Since then, they have reeled off 3 consecutive blowout wins. Beat Mansfield by 30 back on September 24th. Beat Waco 72-6 a week ago here on their home field. And now a 45-0 pounding of Cedar Hill.
I mean, like we said earlier, though, in the beginning of the game, his offense has really started to pick it up over the last couple weeks. The points have been piling in.
You know these guys want another shot at Duncanville.
Oh, yeah.
Come playoff time. We saw those 2 teams meet in the Region 2 final last year in 6A Division 1. Duncanville with a 56-28 win. DeSoto wants another shot at them after that 42-21 loss here in the regular season 4 weeks ago on their home field. Returned by Mims out to the 24-yard line. And back comes Cedric Harden and company.
I would say if you're Cedar Hill, just run the ball, go home with as many bodies as you can. But they haven't been able to run the ball tonight.
The stark reality is Cedar Hill hasn't been able to do much of anything tonight. Their defense got off to a good start in this football game. 2 big 4th-and-1 stands. They had the emotion going. They were looking sharp. From that point forward, it has been all DeSoto. Eagles forced 5 straight punts by Cedar Hill to start this football game. And now that's Anthony Edwards, the backup quarterback, that will come on for this series and play out the final half of this 4th quarter. Again, we will join our WFA TV audience here in just a few moments here on Friday Night Football. Interesting comment here from Fresh Prince 512 on the YouTube feed. Says Sock could take both of these 2 teams. Now, South Oak Cliff's got a pretty good football team this year. They're ranked top 10 in 5A Division 2. I would like to see that football game. That'd be intriguing.
It would.
I don't know. Obviously, DeSoto has the better of things tonight. Certainly, it appears to have the better football team here in 2021. I would like to see DeSoto Sock. I think that'd be an entertaining football game.
Maybe next year, season opener. Who knows?
Sock did play against Duncanville earlier on.
Fumble right here.
Fumble.
It's a great play.
Picked up.
The perfect call on defense right there.
Nice hustle by Cedar Hill to get back on top of that. It was Felton Briscoe who chased that one down. Another look at this. Coming through and crashing into the play for DeSoto was Jamari Lay. Forced the fumble, and Cedar Hill fortunate to pounce back up on top of it. Five minutes to go in this one in a 45-0 DeSoto demolition. Nice run here by Robert Richardson, the former DeSoto Eagle himself. Carries close to that original line of scrimmage after it was 1st and 27.
It's funny because if this was college, he would not be able to play this game right now. Those crazy NCAA transfer rules.
They're starting to change those rules little by little, but not quite there yet. Nowhere to go for Anthony Edwards, and that'll officially go down as a sack.
Yeah, this is the night it's been for Cedar Hill's offense. Kind of make one good play and then just bounce back.
Sets up 4th down and 17 as the clock continues to wind here. 4.5 minutes to go in the Battle of Beltline. So much build up for this game. Unfortunately, this time it didn't really live up to the billing. The last 3 years it certainly has. The delay game will make it 4th and 22. But this is the rarity. This is the uncommon result in this matchup. Usually it's a fantastic football game. Cedar Hill set to punt. Sipes has been maybe the most active Longhorn all night. That ball's over his head.
No rush either.
No rush to speak of, so he'll have plenty of time to corral it and send it away. Bounces across midfield and checks up there at the 46-yard line.
The one time.
As we welcome in our WFA TV audience here to the Friday Night Football broadcast. If you'd like to join us here on Friday Night Football, please use the QR code in the corner of your screen as you welcome us, as you join us, I should say, in a 45-0 DeSoto football game. The Eagles have been in control of this football game from the middle of the second quarter on. A run right up the middle here in the hands of Cameron Wright into the second level. That's been the story of this football game. A lot of success on the ground for DeSoto. A touchdown run from Chris Henley 3 different times. An 11-yarder here to take a 24-0 lead. They also had a touchdown pass from Matt Allen to Mike Murphy to go up 38-0. They lead it now 45-0 in complete control of this football game. Cedar Hill had won the last 3 years in this series. They will not win tonight, Julius Lewis. 45-0 the final score. And as we head back to Joe Trahan, Joe, this has been a DeSoto demolition tonight. And they're taking back the Beltline in style tonight. Back to you.
Yeah, Mike. That trophy they got at the belt, it's going right back to DeSoto.
It's going back to DeSoto tonight. There's no doubt about that. They are... it's funny, we talked with Carlos Lynn about this rivalry earlier this week, and I said to him, I said, when you win this game and you've got the ability to drive down Beltline Road with that knowledge in your back pocket that, hey, you kind of own Beltline right now. He said, oh yeah, it's windows down. You're rolling down in style, man. You know you can let the music blare. You can let people see you a little bit. Now that goes to DeSoto. Now Claude Bathurst and company have that for the next calendar year. Deep ball up the near sideline, just a bit too far and incomplete.
So Cedar Hill has a saying, TTHL. That means turn the horns loose.
Yes.
That did not happen tonight, sadly.
No, it did not. The horns were kept in their pen all night tonight. 45-0. DeSoto in control and just salting this one away. And off here for Cameron Wright. Wright, just a junior, was a key piece for the run game for DeSoto earlier this season before Henley came back from the injury. Now it's more Henley and Trawick, but Cameron Wright showed, a little bit of what he can do earlier on this season.
Yeah, they have a really solid running back room.
Yeah.
4 different guys who can run the ball very efficiently.
Timeout on the field, an official timeout as a player for Cedar Hill is down. DeSoto has also swapped out their quarterback, Darius Bailey, the sophomore backup, on the field now in place of Matt Allen. But just a completely one-sided football game. DeSoto with 28 first downs, Cedar Hill with 8. DeSoto with 420 total yards, Cedar Hill with 66. Cedar Hill now has upped their passing yardage total to 3. They had 1 passing yard in the first half. They now have 3 passing yards. 63 yards on the ground for Cedar Hill. They have nearly double their total yardage in penalty yardage. 66 total yards tonight. They've been penalized 13 times for 118 yards.
Yeah, so 2 takeaways from that. When the DeSoto staff sees these numbers tomorrow, they're going to be really excited for the rest of the season. And when the Cedar Hill staff sees these numbers tomorrow or tonight, they're going to be like, we have an undisciplined football team, and they can't move the ball.
13 penalties for 118 yards is tough to overcome. Meanwhile, for DeSoto, a lot of those 420 yards coming on the ground, 312 rushing yards on 48 attempts. They have run the ball extremely well. That punt is muffed, still rolling around. Cedar Hill pouncing on top of it inside the 5-yard line. It's going to be Longhorn ball, but at their own 1-yard line. It's just been a real tough night for Cedar Hill. There's just no two ways about it. Nothing has gone the Longhorns' way for 3 full quarters at this point, if not longer than that. And that's just the latest example.
I guess the luckiest moment of the night for them is that ball didn't go into the end zone.
Yeah, you gotta take your small victories when they come, because tonight has not been their night. 3 straight wins for Cedar Hill in this series coming into this evening. They won 32-17 in 2018 in the first year of our broadcast here on WFAA. 28-27 in 2019 when DeSoto decided to go for 2 and the win after what appeared to be the game-tying touchdown. We figured we were going to overtime. Instead, they said, no, we're going for it. And the pass went through the arms of L.J. Arnold, incomplete. And Cedar Hill came away with the 1-point win. As now Anthony Edwards, trying to dance out of trouble here in the backfield, makes his way out of the end zone just barely. Last year, that 49-42 thriller that Cedar Hill won behind a 6-touchdown performance from Caden Salter, but K-Salt's not here anymore, and Cedar Hill is still trying to figure out what life's going to be like beyond number 7.
Yeah, they got to figure it out now, because the standings are shifting around in that district, and if they don't figure it out next week,
yeah,
they might miss the playoffs. That's the reality.
That is on the table as a possibility.
It's very rare when a Cedar Hill team misses the playoffs.
Edwards to the air. Way too far downfield there for Keontae Reinhardt, and incomplete. Final 86 seconds of this one. One final time, our thoughts out to Claude Mathis, the head coach from DeSoto, hospitalized earlier this week with pneumonia, not able to be here tonight. Andy Padron, his offensive coordinator and lead assistant, taking over the reins for this evening's football game. Hopefully we're going to see Claude Mathis back on the sidelines in the very near future, hopefully for practice on Monday, but at the very least for the next DeSoto football game against Waco Midway.
So we had a Gatorade dump right there on the field.
A little bit of celebration for Andy Padron.
We got 3 Gatorade dumps going.
They're chasing after coaches. They are chasing after coaches, trying to dump water bottles on them. They got them.
3 Gatorade showers tonight.
DeSoto is fired up. Ending that losing streak in the Battle of Beltline feels real good right now for the Eagles.
Another one. Every coach gets it tonight.
The DeSoto players are living it up right now. Not often you get to beat a rival in this kind of way. 45-0 the score and cruising toward that final gun. The officials trying to calm them down a little bit. There's a Longhorn banner down there in the corner. Oh, I'm sorry. It says horns down. Of course it does. It says horns down. And the celebration is on in the student section. A couple of players over there from DeSoto already joining them. A 45-0 demolition tonight. And the DeSoto Eagles set to move to 5-2 on the year. They got to try and get all the ice off the field so they can actually play here.
It's a lot of ice.
That's going to take a minute, man. They got players, they got trainers, they got student trainers, they got coaches, everybody trying to kick the ice off the field.
So I saw about 5 Gatorade showers. Looks like
they're ready to play, and DeSoto was having a huddle out on the football field at about the 45-yard line. I don't think they realized that everybody else was ready to restart play here now that they had finally cleared at least most of the ice off the field. Still 1 minute and 8 seconds left in this. But the celebration is on. They've already got some of the student section down on the track now, starting to spill onto the field.
giving HBO a show right now.
HBO's loving this. HBO's got themselves a football team to follow the rest of the way. This is the DeSoto team that keeps looking more and more dangerous. That loss to Duncanville 4 weeks ago keeps getting put further and further in that rearview mirror, and the offense is rolling. This is a team that looks like it could be dangerous come playoff time. Just nowhere to go. If that isn't a microcosm of this football game, they're going to call forward progress outside the end zone there. That's not going to be a safety. But there's just nowhere to go.
It's been like that all night.
I mean, give credit where due. Keon Bright is doing all he can to try and find any sort of space. And every time he takes a step, moves left, moves right, there's another green jersey in his face. Second down and 18. 20 seconds left in this one. Mercifully, the final snap of this one. A couple yards on the carry there for Zachary Porter. And that one will put this one in the books. 45-0. DeSoto with the horns down, and a win streak snapped. DeSoto, their first win since 2017 in this series, and it was in dominant fashion, 45-0. They'll try to keep all of this as docile as possible. They got fans spilling onto the field and everything, as DeSoto snaps a 3-game losing streak in this series, and in impressive fashion. 45-0 the score. Chris Henley leading the way, 3 rushing touchdowns on the night. At last check, 162 rushing yards for Henley on 26 carries. And it appears that that is accurately updated. 26 for 162 and 3 touchdowns for Henley. Keshawn Jackson finishes with 8 for 57 and a score of his own. Jaden Trawick had a nice first half. 6 carries for 27 yards. They didn't really need him to do much of anything in the second half. Cameron Wright, 3 carries for 30 yards. It was all on the ground tonight for the DeSoto Eagles. 49 carries in total for 316 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns in a 45-0 win.
It's dominant right there. That's how you control the line of scrimmage.
Do join us next week on Friday Night Football. You'll see these Cedar Hill Longhorns once again, and you certainly imagine Carlos Lynn is hoping they're going to look an awful lot better than they did tonight as they play the number 5 team in the state, the Duncanville Panthers, at Globe Life Field. Cedar Hill's going to have to find themselves over the course of the next 7 days to put a better showing on the field than what they did tonight, because that is an exacting task against Duncanville.
Yeah, we saw them earlier this year. We know how good they are. I'm guessing the Cedar Hill staff has already started looking into their film, so they know how good they are too. It's going to be another good one, hopefully.
But look at this moment here for the DeSoto Eagles. They've been waiting for this moment. They've been craving this moment after 3 straight losses in this series. Finally, a win again for the Eagles in the Battle of Beltline, first time since 2017. And they left no doubt.
No doubt at all. From the beginning of the game.
A scoreless opening 14 minutes of this football game. But after that, DeSoto started pouring it on. Chris Henley with a 5-yard touchdown run to open up the scoring. An Angel Diaz field goal, and then really where this game kind of tilted sideways for Cedar Hill was on the kickoff return that followed that. It pinballed off of 2 Cedar Hill return men and right into the waiting arms of Jamarian Ravenel. That led to a short Chris Henley touchdown run just a couple plays later, and it was 17-0. And at that point, the snowball was rolling. It was too hard for Cedar Hill to slow anything down at that point, and DeSoto cruised.
Yeah, they did. Once their defense was on the field for pretty much the entire first quarter, most of the second quarter, it was downhill from there.
A joyous celebration tonight in DeSoto, a 45-0 win for the Eagles against their biggest rival, Cedar Hill. And they snap a 3-game losing streak in the series. For our entire Friday Night Football crew, Director Clay Marshall, photographers Dwayne Watkins and Ryan Smith, digital coordinator Nick Blackhall and Alex Cruz back in-house, Julius Lewis alongside. I'm Mike Leslie. So long from DeSoto, where the final score one last time is 45-0. DeSoto. Just an absolute blitzing of the Longhorns. All our Friday Night Football broadcasts stream live and are archived in perpetuity on the WFAA YouTube channel. This has been a presentation of WFAA TV.